This is Abe Freetanzer from Awards Radar, and I'm thrilled to be speaking with Alfonso Herrera, who is a very memorable part of the final season of Ozark. How are you today, Alfonso?
I'm great. Thank you for your time. Thank you for this interview.
Of course, of course. I'll admit I was a little nervous to talk to you, just having seen the character on the show, but I can tell already that a much nicer, softer soul here.
Yes, definitely. I already said on another interview, the last fight I got into was when I was probably 13 years old. I don't like guns. I don't like violence. But it's very fun to play this character. Javi is a fun guy to play, and specifically in such an amazing show with such amazing characters.
What appealed to you most about his character when you found out about the role?
Well, first of all, being part of this amazing story, just to be a piece of this incredible cast is a dream. And first that, then the possibility of how do you say in English, rolling my sleeves and say, okay, let's go to work, because it's such an interesting character. Even though that he can be portrayed as a villain, he's actually a guy that likes to enjoy life. He lives in the present. He speaks very truthfully about people. He's very honest about it, and even though he's portrayed as a villain, he speaks always truthfully and in your face. If he doesn't like you, he'll let you know, and that is often a characteristic that villains do not possess. And in these type of stories, everybody's trying to look for their backs, and everybody's trying to protect themselves individually. So that those elements are very, very interesting in when you talk about Javier.
Had you seen the show before you found out about the part?
Of course. Since 2017, I've followed this show like many other shows that are iconic, that are bigger than life, and that's why I say it was a dream to be part of this ensemble.
Were you familiar personally with any of the actors beforehand, or were you meeting for the first time as you were starting to shoot?
No, I met them on set. I was a huge fan of Laura Linney since a long time ago. I think she's one of the most beautiful, charismatic, intelligent actresses in the world, and obviously what Julia did on all the previous seasons, where the work is there, so everybody knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I met them there.
Was there an effort to not try to be warm and friendly right away, so that you could have this dynamic on screen also?
I like to have fun between takes. I like to create some camaraderie in order to enjoy your work, because that's what we do. We play, and in order to play, you need to have a good time. And in order to have a good time, you need to have a good atmosphere. And I love that. And and Jason, believe me, he is incredibly funny. He has an incredible sense of humor, and that is something that we all appreciate.
Yeah, I'm sure. I would love to flag a spoiler warning for the next few questions, so anybody who hasn't finished watching Ozark yet should come back after you've streamed the whole season. But
I think where you're going. I think I more or less know where you are going.
When I found out about the opportunity to talk to you, I was like, "This is great! I have to start watching the second half of the last season." And then I finished the episode, and I was like, "What happened? What's the story?" I watched it the day after. Did you know ahead of time when your arc was going to end?
Yes, I knew that. I knew that since the beginning. I knew that since I knew that I was going to be for the first part of the season, and then just for the first beat. But obviously, you cannot share that, otherwise that would be a massive spoiler. And I knew that from the beginning.
How did you feel about the way that he ended?
Amazing. That and I think that Amanda, he chose very wisely how to cut the scene. Actually, there's no cut. So the rhythm of the episode takes you into a slow burn process, but all of a sudden that's like a huge explosion where there's no cut. Like they stay with the wide with the open frame, and I thought it was great. You never saw that coming, and that's the process of these last 7 episodes. It's going to be more or less like that.
Yeah, I agree. I also, one thing I've noticed watching this show, most other series, somebody looks like they get killed, but then they come back to life. There's something on this show that never happens. It's never someone we thought died is back. It's that there's another problem with someone who's still living. And I think that's very interesting. It's a different kind of suspense, which I think works pretty well.
Exactly. And as I already said in previous interviews, you have a very strong backbone here. You have very, very strong scripts, very strong episodes. The direction of each and every single member that has been behind the camera has been outstanding. And obviously having a number one such as Jason Bateman, the result is there. And also what I really like about what you just said is like, yes, it's very grounded. It's like a very grounded show that the characters, the story, the relationship between them is something very organic. And also it creates a responsibility that is not just in the South. It creates a much wider responsibility that you understand that to go from point A to Z or to Z, there is a trace, and there is a trace of responsibilities in order for that line to occur. Yeah.
And of course, in your final episode, we get to meet a new character played by Veronica Falcone, who's Javi's mother. And I got to see her in Why Women Kill a year or two ago. I just thought she's incredible. And I'm sure it was great to work with her for a little bit, but is it sad that, she really takes on a much bigger role only after Javi is gone?
No, she's a great actress. I know Veronica, and we actually shared set on a TV show not so long ago in Queen of the South. She finished season 3, and I went into season 4 of Queen of the South, but we just shared one scene. And in Ozark, we didn't share a scene together. It was just 2 phone calls and speaking on the distance. But I love Veronica. She's great. And I think she's one of the most talented actresses from Mexico. And I know that she's gonna kill it. She's gonna be incredible in Ozark, because she's always like that. The choices that she makes are right on bullseye.
I imagine you know what happens, but have you had a chance to watch the rest of the season of Ozark?
I haven't.
Oh man.
I haven't. I know what's happening because I've read the script, but I am very, very curious. And I think I'm gonna start tomorrow night.
Okay, that's fair. Well, I hope you enjoy it. It's definitely been a very intense run. I've tried to do, 1 episode a day to get ready, because while this interview will be published later, we're talking today on Ozark launch day, which is, a big holiday. And so I'm sure a lot of people will be watching and obsessing over it right now, which is great. So
yeah, I think it's going to be great. And I hope the fans like these last 7 episodes. And I am pretty sure that they're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah. And speaking of fans, there's another show that I've seen you on before, which has a lot of fans, and that's Sense8. And I honestly didn't recognize, because you look so different, and the character again is so much more outwardly kind and relatable in a different way. These 2 shows, I'm sure, could not be any more different, right?
Well, yes, you are talking about opposites, like different context, different energy, different everything. Yeah. And that happened to me a lot. Like many people, they did not create the link between Hernando and Javi, which is the best compliment we could ever have.
Can you share anything about any?
I appreciate that.
Of course, absolutely. Can you share about any other projects that you've worked on recently or are coming up for you?
Yes, I'm right now in LA. I'm going to start the new Zack Snyder film in yeah, probably a couple of days. And I'm very excited to share set with Zach and with very beautiful friends and colleagues that are already working there.
That's great. Do you have anything else coming up after that?
Yes, on the 3rd of May, we are launching a podcast from DC and Spotify. It's the story of Batman. It's Batman Unburied, but we're doing the Latin American version. I play Batman, and it's going to be a massive release in Latin America. And even though it's going to be in Spanish, it could be heard in the whole globe. So we're also very, very excited about that project too.
Wonderful. Well, I wish you luck with that. And most importantly, I hope you enjoy watching the rest of Ozark.
Yeah, I'm going to start from episode 10 because I already saw 8 and 9. So I'm very excited.
Well, it's really nice to be able to speak with you today, and good luck in the future.
Hey, thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. And again, thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care, brother. Bye.